Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Late Night Vision Show. This is episode 139, and we are continuing in on our Best of series. Tonight, we got the best thermal scopes between $4,000 and $6,000. But before we get into that, we're going to bring in the owner of Outdoor Legacy Gear, the title sponsor of our show and only sponsor, continuing. We are accepting applications for 2021 for new sponsors and possibly another host if if Jason don't get his act right. So, yeah. Mr. Jason Robertson, how you doing, bud?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I tell you what, Hans was he was accusing me of all kinds of things. We were trying to get this intro going.
This is our third take on our intro.
He was accusing me of untrue things. He said I was fiddling with stuff on the desk, and I have no idea what he's talking about.
Jason has pulled out all the lug nuts off of all my wheels. And basically sabotage everything I've tried to do up to this point to get the show started.
So basically, he's trying to fire me and find another thermal company to be the host of the show. So let's see how this goes. No,
all right. So
we're back. We're back, and this is officially running. So let's get on our list of things to talk about. So I know that we did have a bumpy start here. So what's up?
We're going to get back on track. It is we've got a lot of things that we've been talking about, a lot of things to talk about, even now before the end of the year. And we've got a busy start to 2021. And I know all of us are excited about getting this year over, getting the new one started. But we want to remind everybody that we're giving away 4 Adm Recon mounts. And this is the mounts for the Pulsar Thermions. We're giving away 4 of them. They are logoed with the Outdoor Legacy logo and the Late Night Vision Show logo on them. We've got 4 to give away. The drawing, you got to register by going to the latenightvision.show.com, and you've got to register before 5 p.m. on Monday, January 4th.
4th,
right?
Yeah, I think it's January 4th. Yeah. So as Hans said, I'm pulling my calendar up as we're talking. Yes, he said these are January 4th. These are the American Defense mounts, the ones that we sell, and the ones that we personally use. Again, like he said, these are logoed. These are one of a kind. American Defense surprised us with these, made these for us, and they gave us some extra here to give away. And again, these are $200 mounts. This is a real deal, high-end American-made, awesome mounts. We think they're even more awesome because they've got the Late Night Vision Show and Outdoor Legacy logos on them. So if you're interested, like Hans said, go to the latenightvision.show.com, and when you get there, if you're on your desktop, you'll see it'll say ADM mount giveaway. If you're on an iPhone or an Android, a cell phone, just go to the three little lines that are the menu icon. It's going to be at the top right. Click on that, and then you'll see the link. Yep. Go right there, register up, and we've gotten a bunch of registrations. We're really excited about this giveaway. But again, this is going to be, I'm just doing the math, January 4th, 2021. Yep. We're not quite there yet, but 2021, that will be the end of this giveaway. So if you're listening on down the road and it's past January 4th, you missed out on this one, maybe another one for something different later on, but we're really excited about it. And again, thank you to American Defense for this. It's just a super, super nice gesture of them to give us these mounts and to let us give these away on the show.
It is, and Jason is right. There, hundreds of people have already entered to win, but we'd like to see some more people get on that list. We enjoy handing out that stuff, and again, thank you, American Defense Manufacturing, for doing that. It's really nice, and they also gave us some Sightmark Wraith QD mounts that we've already given away a couple weeks ago, and gave away some to some lucky winners, but. So we're going to get right into it because we're doing the best thermal scopes under $6,000. Now, when we say under $6,000, we're talking about $4,000 to $6,000 because we've already done a best of thermal scope under $4,000, under $3,000, and best entry level thermal scope. So if you've missed those prior shows, we've done them in order, but go back and take a look. At those shows we started a few weeks ago, and you'll be able to check those out. They've been wildly popular. A lot of people have been checking it out. Thank you for all the feedback and comments. And if you disagree, that's okay. We'd love to hear about it too. And put that in the comments section. Thank you for listening on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Please give us a good ranking there. And before we get to the rundown of the contenders of the scopes for tonight's show, I want to tell you one thing. I want to please encourage you, if you're looking to purchase any of the scopes that we talk about, any of the night vision scopes, anything that you talk about here, please go and go to outdoorlegacygear.com and please order from us. We love your business. We are wildly busy right now, and that's a good thing. It's a blessing, and it's all because of this man that we got right here, Mr. Jason Robertson. He's made it all happen.
I'm going
to brag on you a little bit. You've grown this business by yourself, and you've run it basically by yourself, and now you've had to have some help because you've gotten so busy. But it's because of the customer service that you provide and the great, not just business, responsibilities that you put on yourself, but the moral and ethical obligations that you really prescribe to when it comes to dealing with customers and customer service. And that's why we have so many customers that call back, and this is their second or third scope that they've ordered from Outdoor Legacy. And so anyway, if you're looking to purchase anything night vision hunting related, please go to outdoorlegacygear.com. You can always give us a call at 877-350-1818. Michaela's the office manager. She is just going crazy, answer the phone and taking care of all of y'all. And everybody loves her that talks to her. So tell her we said hi when you talk to her. And the man himself, Mr. Jason Robertson. So let's get on into these scopes. I'll let you say all.
Thank you very much. That was very, very nice. I think that some of it was true, some of it was a stretch, but it was very nice. I will say one quick thing about this. Again, if you're listening to this, it's probably the very last couple days of December 2020, or it could be early January 2021. Right now, all the optics we're going to talk about are in high demand and low supply. There's one of them that's been in a little more better supply than others, but still in and out of stock. So I just want to say this, and this again may not be true in 6-8 months, but it's been true for all of 2020. And I got a feeling it's going to be true for most of 2021. If you go to the website, you're looking for something, we don't have it. It shows that it's out of stock, probably because we have a waiting list. And it's just, again, supply and demand. Supply is low, demand is extremely high on this stuff. We have, basically back order list for everything. Most of those, you can just throw the $100 down there on the website and get on the list. If you have a question about that, you can call us and ask how long the list is or something before you put down the $100, but you can do that right on the website. And so we would encourage you to do that. Get on a list, wait. I know nobody likes to wait, but that's just the way the thermal game has been in 2020, and it's kind of shaping up to be that way with 2021 is the way it's looking. And so, all right, I'm going to jump into these scopes. These are 4 wildly popular scopes, and you're going to see something that I'm just going to go ahead and point out. And to be honest with you, I hadn't really thought about it till I sat down to write these 4 scopes down, and they all have one major thing in common, and that's that they're made by Pulsar. And that's just because right now, in this market, as we've said before, Pulsar is the leading, dominating figure in thermal scopes, especially in this $3,000 to $5,000 range. I mean, that's just, they have had the lock on this market, and they may be getting some competition in 2021. There may be some more things popping up. I think it's going to be an interesting year. Maybe we'll have some different stuff in here, some more brands and some different scopes in 2021 when we hopefully do this. But right now, our opinion is in this $4,000 to $6,000 price range, we don't believe there's any other real contenders in this range. And I'm going to list these scopes, and I'm gonna do something a little different. There's 4 scopes. There's a lot of specs. I'm not going to read them all. I'm going to give you the very basic, most important, because I don't want to bore you with all of them. And then Hans and I are really going to kind of get into, why we're not choosing things and why we're choosing others. So here's what we're going to start with.
Let me run down the list real quick, and then I'll let you pick it up and go into detail on each one of them. But
great.
We're going to be talking about the contenders are. It's going to be the Pulsar Trail 2 XQ50 LRF. We've got the Pulsar Thermion XP50, the Pulsar Trail 2 XP50 LRF, and the Pulsar Thermion XG50. So like Jason said, he's going to run down the specs really quick, and then we're going to pick our winner.
Yep. And one more quick thing. I know that most of our listeners know this, but we got a lot of people that'll be tuning in that are really new to this, and they see scopes and they don't realize that they're discontinued, and then they can't find them and don't know why. So I just want to make this quick statement. There are all of the regular Pulsar Trail scopes were discontinued in December of 2019. All of the Pulsar Trail laser rangefinder models were discontinued in early 2020. So the only Pulsar Trails still on the market are the brand new Pulsar Trail 2, second edition, Trail 2, XQ50 and XP50. So I just want to mention that because I know we still have people that call that are looking for one of those scopes and don't realize.
Oh yeah, it's very confusing for people for sure because they still see the Trail name on there. Like, oh, the Trail's still available. No, it's only the LRF versions, and they're in the Trail 2. So
the Trail 2s, that's right, exactly. Okay, so the Trail 2 XQ50 laser rangefinder, it is $4,299, $4,299. It is a 3.5 power base magnification, and it is a 384 by 288 resolution thermal sensor. It's 17 microns. All right. Now, just stick with me on this because this is going to sound weird. I'm going to come back around. Next on the list is going to be the Thermion XP50. That is it's $4,999, so right at $5,000. That's a 640 by 480 high-resolution sensor, 17 microns, and it's a 2-power base magnification. We've got the Trail 2 XP50 laser rangefinder, or LRF. It's $5,999, $6,000, and it is a 2-power base magnification. We've got the Thermion XG, G as in girl, 50. It is $5,999, again, $6,000. It is a 640 by 480 12 micron BAE thermal sensor, and it is a 3X, or 3-power base magnification. Now, what I want to mention, and this is going to make this so much shorter, is that every one of these scopes has a few things in common. They all have removable rechargeable battery packs. They all have internal audio and video recording, the Stream Vision smartphone app. They have different color palettes, different color crosshairs. They're all rated for up to and including a 375 H&H or a 12-gauge shotgun. They're all fully submersible in water for 3 foot for 30 minutes. They all have picture-in-picture. So any of the specs that you see on one of these, they all have. Those are basic Pulsar specs and features that they all share. So all those things I mentioned just apply to all of them. So I don't think there's any need in reading that over and over for each one of them. Now, I want to make a couple more comments here before Hans and I kind of get into discussing them. I want to clarify some things that there's confusion. The Thermions are a 2-battery pack system. They have an internal non-removable battery pack. They also have a removable battery, a second battery that is removable, and they're both rechargeable. The Trail models, the Trail 2 LRFs, they have a single removable rechargeable battery pack. It is a longer battery life, a better battery life on those units. And they, again, both have the laser rangefinder. But where people get a little bit confused is when they compare the Pulsar Thermion XP50 for $5,000 and the Pulsar Trail 2 XP50 laser rangefinder for $6,000. Mm-hmm. Those two scopes are 100% identical except for the body, the housing of the Trail 2, the laser rangefinder, and the battery that's on the Trail 2. So what you've got is you got a Thermion. They just took the guts out of it. They pulled it out and they stuck it in the Trail 2 body. It is the same magnification. It is the same lens. It is the same sensor. It's the same display. It is the same image quality. This is the same scope. So I like to be clear on this because there's a lot of people that, and I can understand why. They think it's a totally different scope and it's one of them is better than the other for some reason, or the Trail 2, oh, it's got to be better. It's $1,000 more, right? Well, you're paying $1,000 more for the laser rangefinder and the better battery pack. That's it. Otherwise, you got the same scope. So I don't want to belabor that point too long, but I think there is confusion on what you're getting for the $1,000, and that's it. It's a battery and a laser rangefinder. So I just want to bring that up. All right. So Hans, what did I leave off of that rambling list?
No, there was a lot of scopes to go through, and I think you made it pretty easy. I think for the sake of this discussion, although the Pulsar Trail 2 XQ50 LRF is a very good scope and a very good choice for a lot of people out there. It's really not fair to compare it against all the other scopes, which are all 640 resolution scopes.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
we are just, this is going to be a spoiler alert. We are not choosing the XQ50 LRF, but it's not because it's not a great scope. It is just not in the same ballpark as the others. And that's unfortunate because it's in that $4,000 to $6,000 price range. But it
is.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I'm just going to speak to it, and then we can kind of hang our hat up on that. The XQ50 is a super scope. We saw a lot of them. I think for a guy that's coyote hunting, that is doing a lot of longer range shooting and needs the laser rangefinder. I'm going to say this real quick without getting on my whole big soapbox, but if you're looking between the XP50 and the XQ50 LRF Trail 2, you're going to do a lot of shooting out there at 150, 200 yards, and you're not going to do a lot of closer range, 75 yard and less shooting. You're not going to do a lot of scanning with the scope. Maybe you've got a handheld scanner. I would buy the XQ50 over the XP50 every time. Because you buy the XP50 high resolution 2 power, you zoom it up to 4 power, you're at a 320 resolution, and you basically just created the XQ50. If I just said that fast and you go, I have no idea what that guy's talking about, and you're interested in buying one of those, give me a call. I can explain it. But I think the XQ50 is an awesome coyote optic for $4,300. I mean, well under the, we're talking about saving here $1,700 under a couple of these other contenders, but I just think it is unfair to try to throw it in this mix and put it right up against these others. So Hans is right on that.
Yeah. And the XQ50 is definitely a fan favorite for all the coyote hunters out there. And they understand. A lot of people understand out there, and some don't, but every time you double the magnification on a thermal scope, you cut your resolution in half. And if you're going to be taking long shots the majority of the time, a lot of people feel like they don't want to pay for resolution that they're not going to be getting the benefit of using a lot. So a lot of that higher magnification, or if you step up into something like a XG50 with 3 power, or even some of the other higher end models that have the higher base magnifications are an option. But that XQ50 definitely a fan favorite, but not going to be the choice for best scope under $6,000 tonight. But I will tell you this, Jason, a lot of people lately have been calling and talking to me, and you probably hear it too, but the two scopes that they want to hear about and compare to each other, and it's probably just because of price, because they're exact same price.
All that it is.
But it's the Trail 2 XP50 LRF and the Thermion XG50. They have, a lot of people are having a hard time deciding between those two scopes, but really those scopes are for two different types of people. It's
not a hard decision, but people make it really hard. So hang on. Before we go down that road, and you're exactly right, I want to talk about that. I want to try to make this easier for people. I want to go ahead and talk about one more optic, and I want to kind of, I don't say get it out of the way, but I want to talk about it because last year, this was our winner. This was the Pulsar Thermion XP50.
Yep.
Okay. This was our winner last year, right? I'm not wrong about that.
You're right. Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure. I was like, am I wrong?
I didn't know if that was a question to me or if it was
rhetorical.
Well,
I started thinking like, you're being real quiet. I hope I'm right. It's been a year. So yeah, that was our winner. It's a great scope. The Thermion XP50 was Hans and I's personal favorite rifle scope that we had on our rifles.
Absolutely.
Since the day it was released. We loved the scope, still do. I'll be honest with you. I could use that scope till the cows come home. It does everything I need to do for my hunting situation here where I'm at. So I do love that scope. I think as the 640 scopes go, I know there's a lot of people listening to this going, man, y'all are talking about these, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 like it's nothing, but we're not. But if you're in this price range, I think the XP50 is a bargain for what it is. I mean, I think it is an absolute hog hunter's dream with that 2-power, the wide field of view, close range hunting. It is a heck of a scope, but another spoiler alert, I don't think that's going to be our winner. I mean, Hans, I don't think you're going to choose this one either. I think we're going to have to put this between the next two.
This is a sign of the times because I think if I'm adding this up correctly, the scope that we chose as the number one scope last year in this category is now number 3 on the list.
It is. And I want to say something too. Now, hang on. I do want, because there's going to be some guys like, y'all wouldn't buy this scope. No, I would buy this.
We love the XP50.
I would buy the XP50 all day long. I said it on our review of the XG50 that I could still use my XP50 and be perfectly fine with it. It could do all I needed to do. I mean, and I still stand by that. So it is a great scope. If you need the lower magnification, the wider field of view. So
the title of this show is not best for the money. The best value for the money. This is the best optic under $6,000.
But I think but we are bringing value though too. I think we're throwing, I think we got to be careful because we are putting value in what you're getting for it. But so I want to go here to what Hans just brought up. Super point that so many phone calls, the guy says, hey, Trail 2, XP50, laser rangefinder, $6,000. Thermion XG50, $6,000. Which one do I buy? This is my very first thing. And there's going to be some guys listening to this that are going to go, yeah, he said this. Do you need or do you want a laser rangefinder? Mm-hmm. And if your answer is yes, then simple. The decision is made. Let me take your money and get you on the list for the Trail 2 XP50. If you say no, or I don't know, I don't have to have one, simple. Don't buy the Trail 2 XP50 laser rangefinder. Yeah. I mean, that would make no, in that case, you say, well, I like everything about it, but I don't need the laser rangefinder. Save yourself $1,000 and buy the Thermion XP50 because it's the same scope. Now, I know Facebook is going to blow up over this and all the comments, and people are going to be, oh my gosh, but what about the terrible batteries on the Thermions? I'm sorry. I don't believe the batteries are terrible, and I don't believe that the Trail batteries are worth $1,000 more. They're worth $1,000 if you want the batteries and the laser rangefinder, and you need it and you're willing to pay for it and it doesn't bother you, but I can buy a lot of Thermion batteries for $1,000.
Yeah, the battery's not worth $1,000.
Yeah, I can also buy a $29 USB battery pack and strap that thing on the side of my scope and run it all night long. And for $1,000, I could get by with that. So I'm not belittling the Trail 2 XP50. It is a super scope. We have got a list of people waiting for it, and I think it's great. Mm-hmm. I just don't think that there's any reason you should buy it unless you need or want the laser rangefinder.
Now, I want to say something that too, because I get a lot of questions from people about that. They're like, want the laser rangefinder, or do you think I need the laser rangefinder? Here's the line of questioning I go through. How long on average is your shot going to be? What are your hunting conditions? Where are you hunting at? Is it wide open, or is there, if you call up and you say, I'm hunting and there's, we have, 200-yard fields and that's about it, and lots of trees, you don't need a laser rangefinder. If you're primarily shooting under 200 yards regularly, you probably don't need a laser rangefinder. And the reason is because if you're shooting 100 yards, even less than 200 yards, a lot of times in most calibers that people are coyote hunting with, there's not a lot of bullet drop or variance that you're going to have to worry about a significant bullet drop at 100 yards to 150 yards. So I mean, the laser rangefinder really is a tool. Now I will say this, sometimes though, people feel more confident knowing what the exact yardage is. So if you feel like the laser rangefinder, even if you're taking shots at 100 yards, if you feel like knowing that exact yardage is going to be a benefit for you, make you feel more confident, more effective as a shooter, because sometimes a lot of this stuff is just mental. It's a mental game. It's like golf. You kind of get into a rhythm and you're keeping your mind focused. But if it makes you more confident, makes you more, effective doing it, then get it. But if you feel like if you're asking me if you need it, you're not going to need it because of ballistics. I'm just going to say if you're shooting under 200, couple hundred yards.
I'm going to make a comment that is going to just blow a few people's minds.
Oh, gosh.
But this is about
I hate
the
it when you
laser
say this because this
rangefinder.
ends up getting like, we end up getting like 15, 20 emails because of your comments.
Minimum. So there's two things. One is if you're hunting on fields that are even 300 or 400 yards, people ask all the time, well, do you use a laser rangefinder? Nope, don't use one. How big are y'all's fields? 400 to 600 yards, easy. I mean, sometimes further, but that's pretty common around here, 400 to 600 yards. And well, how do you do it? Well, as long as I know how far that is. Now, if we're talking about 800, 1,000, 1,200, that's different. But if let's say it's 500 yards, as long as I know that it's 500 yards down there to the end of that field, well, now I can do the math. Is that coyote over or under halfway? He's over. Gosh, that's way too far for me to shoot. He's over 250 yards, Oh, he's under? Okay, he's under 250. How much under do I think he is? Man, and you kind of do the math. You're judging. I mean, that's all you're doing in the daylight. In the daylight, you got, a lot more. You have peripheral vision. You can see other things. But that's what you're trying to do at night. Now, so this is what I think is going to blow some people's mind. I don't believe that for the average person, the laser rangefinder is a tool to help you shoot further.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I believe it's a tool to help you not shoot too far. I think if I'm in North Dakota and I talk to some of my customers up there, they're like, man, I can see it's grass as far as I can see for 2 miles. Okay. So that guy, I get it. He sees a coyote come running over the next hill over there and he has no depth perception with his thermal. He doesn't know. Is that coyote 300 yards, 500 yards, 250? And I've been on those hunts. It is hard to tell. So I don't believe that laser rangefinder is there to help him shoot 400 yards. It's there to help prevent him from shooting 400 yards when he's wanting to shoot 200. Now, do I believe that there's some people who have the skill and the ability and practice enough in the daylight with their thermal scope to be able to shoot 250, 300 yards? Sure. I think there's some of those guys out there. I know that the internet is full of them, but I think that realistically, yes, there are people. I'm not one of them. Okay, that's not my cup of tea in those long shots. But that's again what I think the benefit of this laser rangefinder is just going, hey, I want to be sure how far this is. Can I accurately make this shot? Not, hey, that's 375 yards. Let's Hail Mary one. It's, man, I don't need to shoot that far. Let's get this dog closer if we can. So that's how I see it. And when it comes to hog hunting, you can get close to hogs. So, I mean, you can walk up within less than 200 yards of a hog. So normally most hog hunters aren't going to be using a laser rangefinder.
The only reason that I need a laser rangefinder is to range a group of hogs to know how far I'm not going to go walk to shoot them. Range them. Oh, that's 800 yards. Nope. Not going over there. I ain't walking that far. There.
Exactly. And you don't use a laser rangefinder. You just guess.
Yeah. So with all that being said, I think we've kind of just.
Well, I want to say one more quick thing. One more quick thing. Because this is going to go to what you were talking about, the difference in these two scopes. And I'm going to preface this with, guys are probably sitting there going, these guys don't like the laser rangefinder. Not at all. I love it. I think it's an awesome scope. I think it's an awesome tool. I think it's wonderful. I just think you need to need it.
We've tested it, accurate out to 1,100 yards.
It's legit.
The Pulsar's, correct me if I'm wrong, only thermal scope with an integrated laser rangefinder, rifle scope with an integrated laser rangefinder in it. It's great.
As far as I know right now. I mean, I don't know. I know ATN's got something. I'm not sure what they've got. So ATN has something. I don't know. I don't know if it's integrated. We haven't used one in so long. I don't know. So, all right. But hey, I want to get on that rabbit trail. So one more thing. I know this be blocking all kinds of people. All right. So Trail 2 XP50. Let's just say that you go, you know what? I got the money. $6,000 burning a hole in my pocket. And so just forget the laser rangefinder. It's there. It's a tool. I might use it. Do I choose that or do I choose the Thermion XG50? And I'm going to go ahead and give you my answer that I tell people on the phone. If you don't like my answer about the laser rangefinder, if you don't need it, don't buy it. If you do, buy it. I would still say that the XG50 has the added either a benefit or a hindrance, to whichever way it is for your hunting, is the 3-power base magnification. Mm-hmm. The difference in 2-power and 3-power is significant. Can you still hunt hogs at 30 yards with 3-power? Yes. Is it as good at 30, 40 yards as the XP50 is? No. It's too much magnification. It's too narrow of a field of view compared to the XP50. Can you do it? Sure. Are we doing it? Yes. Which one of these is going to be better if you do want to shoot 250 yards, 300 yards if you have to? Mm-hmm. That's easy. That's a simple, every single time, the XG50, because it's 3-power. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, that's where I get a little hung up again on this XP50, is that you got the laser rangefinder, but you have the less magnification. So I do think there's a difference in 2 and in 3-power, and for really what they're capable of. I think that the XG50 with the 3-power makes it a little more versatile scope where you can reach out there. You will do a better job, even as a hog hunter, on those running shots at 150 yards. I've seen that personally. I think, again, if you are a coyote hunter and having to take some of those 250 yard shots, and something that we have really got into when we reviewed the XG50 is the fact that because of this BAE sensor, when you zoom up to 6, 12, 24 power, you're keeping a better, crisper image in the digital zoom than you are in any of these other optics that we've listed here tonight. So I think that's another benefit to that. And no, anyway, so that's all. I'll stop there. I could keep going.
I think you pretty much gave away what our winner is.
Well, I think they already knew.
I think it's so we've crossed pretty much every scope off the list. Addition by subtraction, something like that. Doesn't make sense.
Something like that.
But we, and Jason and I are in complete agreement on our choice for best thermal scope under $6,000, and we both chose the Pulsar Thermion XG50, and there's going to be some people out there that say, well, surprising, they picked the newest scope, the one that's tied for the most expensive for their favorite scope under $6,000. Let me tell you why. First of all, this scope was released on September 1st, 2020. So basically, almost towards the very end of the year. We have sold more, probably, and you would know this better, we probably sold more XG50s than any other thermal scopes that we have right now.
Period.
Remember, yeah,
period. We've sold more XG50s. Oh, blow out of the water any other model. It's sold like crazy. And so we are going to choose it, and I'm going to tell you another reason why. This scope deserves this. This will be old news a year from now. But today, this year, 2020, and I know people are tired of hearing this, but Pulsar did something that nobody else had done. They took the BAE 640 thermal sensor that Envision and Trijicon have used for years and just do a wonderful job at. They took that sensor and they put all the Pulsar features in it, including automatic and semi-automatic calibration. And that's something that no other optic using this sensor does. And so I just think that in this, you know, I don't want to be like over dramatic, groundbreaking, but I mean it's a big deal. It's a step in the right direction. And what I expect is that eventually we will see this, you know, this happen with, you know, I'm not going to say what Trijicon or Envision going to do. I don't know, but they may go this direction. I don't know. It can only better the industry. Oh, yeah. And so I think it is a big deal. And I'm going to say that it is not just in sales, but just in what this scope did that people said could not be done. I had said it because that's what I'd been told by manufacturers. And then it got done. And I just think it's just amazing testament. So I love the scope. I think it's an excellent scope. It is my choice. Now I want to do one quick thing. So we didn't talk about this, so I'm going to put Hans on the spot. Out of this list, if you had to pick your backup second place scope, just overall in this category, best whatever, you said we're going to choose best value, but I kind of think we are. Best value, best scope. Which one of those scopes do you choose?
Oh, it's an easy choice. Yeah, hands down the Thermion XP50. Great.
Me too.
Great picture image, great magnification level 2 power. I mean, just a solid workhorse of a scope that you and I have used for a long time. We are now using the XG50s, but I want to go back to what you said about the XG50 because I don't want to understate it either. This is a groundbreaking scope. This is a BAE thermal sensor. First of its kind to have the internal video and audio recording now as of the end of the year 2020. Automatic nuke functions, you know, all of the bells and whistles that everybody loves with the Pulsar scopes. They've been able to put it into this unit. And because of that reason, because it is a groundbreaking scope, it has been more popular than any other thermal scope that we sell. And probably, you know, going up there against any others in the market. But this is a great value. They also were able to get this scope under a hair under $6,000. But, you know, compared to comparable models in other manufacturers, it's a significant price difference than some of the other thermal scopes that are comparable. So, you know, there's, you know, for a scope to only be out less than half of the year, and we've chosen it to be the best of. I mean, it says a lot for the product. And Jason and I, we have XG50s. We run XG50s right now. People call up and they say, "Hey, what do y'all run with? What do you hunt with?" And we say, "We hunt with the Thermion XG50." And they'll say, "That's good enough for me. I'll take one." And because they know if we're using it, then it's good stuff, and it is good stuff.
Well, and I had a guy ask me, and I'll tell you, a guy says, "Okay, well, why do you use the XG50 and not one of these more expensive high-end thermal units? Do you not like them better?" No, I do. I think the image quality on some of these other units is awesome, but we need to be able to record video, and I want to do it internally, and I want to do it and look as good as I possibly can, that is as most lifelike as what I saw through the eyepiece. And right now, that's the XG50. When that changes, and we can easily get video, internally record video off some of these other high-end scopes that looks better, Pulsar already knows. They know where Hans and Jason will be going. We're going to be moving to something like that if we can get the features and get better image quality, that's where we're going to go to. And some people don't care anything about the features. And in that case, we'll be talking about, you know, the best high-end thermal scopes on the market, best image quality possible. That's probably going to be, I'm guessing, next week's show, unless something changes. That's what we're going to be talking about. And so, best thermal scope under $6,000 for 2020. This is going to be the Thermion XG50. I think it is groundbreaking. It is a big deal. It is shaking the industry in a lot of different ways, in a lot of good ways. And I think we're going to see a lot of good come because of this. I think it's going to spur competition and innovation, and it's what the industry needs. It's what all of us as just normal hunters and users should want. We need that competition spurring on the other companies out there to innovate and get better and better. And I think it's what we're seeing. And I think 2021 is going to have more surprises and more spins and curves and things that'll probably blow our socks off even more. And I'm excited for every single minute of it.
So one last thing, one of the best things about the Thermion XG50 compared to everything else that we're talking about tonight or any other night, we can get the XG50s to sell and we can get inventory easier than any other scope that you've heard on this show for probably the last 3 months. The XG50 is easily accessible. We're getting them in pretty regular. We're selling through them quick, but we're getting restocked very quick as well. So that is great news. So the likelihood that you call up and we either have an XG50 in stock or are getting one very soon is very high. So call right now, 877-350-1818. Get on the website, outdoorlegacygear.com. If you want to hunt with the same thermal scopes that Jason Robertson's hunting with and Hans is hunting with,
man,
call up now and get it. But
this guy right here is going to be standing on top of a car, like, screaming, "Come on down!" And it's a like mattress sale, fire sale. I mean, this guy, golly, Hans,
the sign guy that spins it out in front of the cell phone store.
That's you.
Yeah.
That's you.
No, it's we're joking around, but we do love the XG50. I do just as much coyote hunting as I do hog hunting, and for that reason and the versatility of the base magnification and the high end magnification clarity that you get with it it's a great optic, and it's $6,000. It's a lot of money, but for what you're getting compared to some of the other stuff out there on the market, it really is a good deal. I know it's hard to think about that way, but it is. It is.
I want to say one last thing and we'll close on this. I know there's people that listen to this show and it's only a few people. It's not most of our loyal listeners. And they think that, Pulsar is like lying in our pockets or something to say this good stuff about them. And, I had a guy tell me the day, well, I know you use that XG50 because they're paying you to use it. I was like, man, I'm ready for the check. But I'm going to tell this truthfully. And it made me even laugh. So the other day, Pulsar called me and said, "Hey, got a quick question." "Yeah, what's up?" "Do you still have an XG50? And I said, What do you mean?" "Well, we got this question about one that said, do you still have one?" I was like, it's on my rifle. What do you mean, do I have one?" "Oh, you're still using it?" "Yeah, it's my rifle scope." "Oh, does Hans have one?" "Yeah, it's on his rifle." "Oh, okay, y'all are still using them. We weren't sure." I mean, so they didn't even know these things are on our rifles.
They're trying to get our scopes back or something. And those are ones you paid for both of them. It's not like they gave it to us.
Yeah,
either.
I paid for them. Yeah, they wanted a serial number, so I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, I just tell that to laugh. That's and funny. Say, like, I got off the phone thinking, they don't even know that we're using this scope every night. It's our main scope. So anyway, nope, that's it. Great scope. I think this has been an exciting year for this category. I think that I'm really excited to talk about next week and kind of what we got there with the high end scope again. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's disappointing a little bit because we've got in this high end category, we know we've got some more stuff coming here. And unfortunately, we're not going to get to talk about it now. It's going to be in our 2021. Yeah. So it's like, gosh, dog, we're so close. Some of this stuff with Envision coming out, but that's okay. So we're going to talk about next week. That's the plan. Mm-hmm. The best high end thermal scope of 2020. And so y'all tune in for that. Hey, listen, we appreciate y'all coming back every week. We appreciate you coming here and getting your information for thermal scopes and night vision. But if you want to say thank you, just go over to outdoorlegacygear.com or give us a call and make your purchases through us. That is what keeps this show alive. I've got a lot of people say that, hey, I bought it somewhere else, but I still listen to you, and I love you guys. And I'm like, that's great, but it does not feed the kids. So do give us a shot at your business. We'd love to have it. You can check us out on all the social media. But you need to go check out Hans East Texas. That's HANSETX. You can find him on YouTube, where he's always putting out review videos, hog kills, coyote kills, all the best thermal and night vision hunting on YouTube is at Hans ETX. You can also find him on Instagram when he is posting pictures and videos every day. When he tells me that he is too busy to take any phone calls or to help me, he still manages to post photos, tag me in his stories and all kinds of things so that I know that he's really not working when I need him the most. But you can go there.
I will accept that sarcastic comment as a thank you.
he is very active. Let's say this. For as unactive on social media as the Outdoor Legacy accounts are, just because I'm too busy, Hans fills in the gap on the Hans East Texas, and he also takes care of the Late Night Vision Show account over there on Instagram. So lots of good stuff there. Again, don't forget, you can go check out the latenightvision.show.com to get on that American Defense Manufacturing giveaway. Go sign up there. You got till Monday, January the 4th, 5 p.m. Texas time. And keep coming back every week, folks. Click subscribe, and we hope that you don't ever miss an episode. And again, we really do appreciate y'all's support.
Yeah. Well, we have got to wrap up the show because my wife is texting saying the kids won't go to bed, so I've got to go whoop some tail. Here it is going on 11 o'clock here. We call it the Late Night Vision Show for a reason, y'all, because we stay up late to record these. I even miss out a night of hog hunting because we got to record the shows. But thank y'all for joining us. We're going to be coming back again next Thursday with episode 140 of the Late Night Vision Show, and we will be picking our winners and announcing our winners on that show for the 4 American Defense Manufacturing Recon Mounts. So get your registration in on latenightvision.show.com. Get that in, and hopefully we get to choose you. So anyway.
Hey, and one last thing. This is the last show of 2020. So here's to 2020. It was a great year. Let's make 2021 less wild. And let's make 2021 better.
Let's make 2021 boring.
Yeah, how about that? We want boring. We're all for boring, mundane. Yeah, exactly.
Boring. Bring back boring life. Anyway, so thank y'all for joining us. We will see y'all next week. Stay safe in the fields. Keep making them bacon pancakes.